All right, I'm on time. It's going to be a little bit noisier. Hi, Betty Jean Hainson. Thanks for being here. It might be a little noisier in the background for a little bit today because I've had an eventful evening and the girls are just having their dinner, finishing their dinner. And I'm kind of near the kitchen. So you are the first one here. I appreciate you being here. I hope you're doing well. What's the weather like where you're at, Betty Jean? It's a solid 28 degrees here, I think. Maybe it's dropped to 25. We are cold, a little chilly. Hey, Nicole, how's it going? I was just saying, it's 19 out. It's not too bad right now here. We spent a lot of time outside today because it was like 28, and for us, that's warm this time of year. So we took advantage of the warmish January day. I can't believe it's almost February. Chloe's birthday is Tuesday. She'll be 9. So that's a little heartbreaking. I wish she'd stay 4. Hey, Vineyard Chicks, thanks for coming in. You're buried in snow. Yeah, we have, I don't know, Matt, what do you think? We have 2 feet of snow?
Yeah.
We probably have a couple feet of snow, but it's, we've had more and then it melts and comes back. So we have lots. Last warm day. I know, but did you see, I think, Nicole, is it next weekend? Hey, Aunt Weezer. Now, Lexi's in South Carolina where it's 62 degrees, so we can't say too much. Hey, Eva, how's it going? Thanks for being here. I think, I don't know where I saw, but there's like a 37-degree day coming up. So I'll be outside that whole day. I can't wait. So I was just telling everyone I have little people. Hey, Kate, how's it going, my Alabama farm life? My girls are in the kitchen with their dad eating their dinner because I just came in from the barn. We had an eventful evening that I was not planning on. I had gone out at 5 to check on the barn, and then I ended up doing some chores like filling waters and whatever. And one of Matt's, we call them yearlings, but they're really like over a year, didn't get up to eat. And she wasn't making any noises. Like the sheep never make a sound when they're in labor, but the goats generally scream or, make some kind of chattering sounds, like some kind of communication. And this little girl was just laying there. She wasn't making any sounds, but she didn't get up to eat, which is obviously a sign of something happening. So I hopped in the pen, and sure enough, she was trying to have a very large baby. So I kind of watched to see if she would be able to do anything by herself, and that wasn't working. This is her first time, and she wasn't making a lot of progress on her own. So I kind of had to help her deliver her baby. It was a boy. He's belted, which is kind of cool. He's red, like his front legs and head are red, and his back end is red, and then he's white in the middle, kind of like a Oreo, like a little gingery Oreo. So that's where I just came from, was the barn. And the kids are just now eating because plans changed, and that's how it happens during lambing and kidding season. But I thought his head was swollen. Like, he was huge. He looks huge. Again, I'm not a great judge of weight because I would have thought that this buckling was like 14 pounds the way he looks. I mean, he's bigger than Matt's older buckling, or at least he looks like it. And I think he was 11.4 pounds or something like that. So, I mean, certainly not huge by any stretch. That's a pretty average size, but he looked big. And maybe because the mom was smaller. So, hey, Patty, how's it going tonight? Wisconsin is at 7 degrees. That is cold, Betty Jean. We have some days coming up where the highs are 9. So that's what Nicole was saying. Edge of Wild is Nicole. She's a neighbor of mine, and she definitely knows what it's like. It's going to be cold, and I'm pretty sure Nicole's closer to the Tug Hill and gets a little more wind than we do. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we all get lots of wind. 36 in Oregon with Patty. Yep, it's 19 now. So in the barn, I bet you it's probably close to 30 or 28. Just because the bedding pack and all the animals in there keep it warm. And so the mama was being a good mama, but he looked big compared to her, that's for sure. So, hey, Bomber Steve, how's it going? We're doing well. We were just talking about the giant baby I had in the barn today. I mean, I didn't have the baby, but I helped the goat have the baby. 17 inches of snow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what. I live in the middle of a wind farm. Yeah, I bet. I figured you have a lot of. So what Nicole's talking about, Edge of Wild, is saying she lives in the middle of a wind farm because Lewis County is full of the windmills, and so she is saying she has lots of them because it's windy as heck where she lives. But I mean, it's windy here too, but I bet you it's worse there. So, what time is it in on the other side of the world, Bomber Steve? 6 here is usually what, 9 for you? 9 in the morning tomorrow? Something like that. So yeah, I also think it's a full moon. If it's not, my sister Bushels and Peck will tell me if it's a full moon or it's close. It's definitely close to a full moon. So I was hoping that the girls would release some hostages today because it was a warmer day, but all the sheep are sitting there just eating, doing nothing. Several look. So tomorrow's the full moon. Tomorrow's supposed to be cold, I think. 10 a.m. Thursday, and I'm at work. Sad. That sucks, Bomber Steve. But I appreciate you being here. That's fun. So yeah, so I'm guessing with the full moon and the temperature drop, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe, we're having a temperature drop. I guarantee that we'll have more babies over the next 3 days just because that's what they like to do. But people are like, why do you lay them in kid in this time of year? They grow faster, and we have days in March that are colder than this. So there's just no guarantee. Yeah, the moon is pretty. I noticed it. I went after I got this baby out and could take a deep breath because I thought we were going to have to call the vet in for a minute. He was so big. I also thought maybe he had been there for a while. Like I was outside from like 1 to 3 o'clock this afternoon, but the way she was silent, like she could have been in labor, and I just didn't think to check her because she looked like she was just laying there. So I appreciate that, Bomber Steve. That's so fun. Eva's from New York as well. My sister Bushels and Peck is originally from New York. Lots of New York people in here. Windy most days here where I live near Columbia River Gorge. That's cool. Hi, Hidden Springs Farm. I think you're new here. I appreciate you being here, Chad. So I was just done. I was telling my my lovely story about where I've been in the barn and I've washed my hands. I know everybody's like, oh my God, she's just talking about pulling a goat, but washed my hands thoroughly, and I wear gloves. I always wear gloves when dealing with lambing and kidding. So she was totally quiet, Lex. And normally, like the sheep don't make noises. Sometimes they'll do the little chatter that they do to the babies. Hi, Nanny. Chloe's eating dinner because I just got in from pulling a baby goat in the barn, so they're just eating now. I barely made it, but she was so quiet, and the only telltale was that you could see she wanted to get up to eat, but then she just decided not to. And I was like, that's so weird. Like maybe they don't get up for hay, but she was just laying there. And when I put grain down and she still didn't get up, I was like, something's going on. So definitely glad I caught that. Glad that I was able to get him out on my own because Matt was on his way home from work. He did not make it for the birth, but he was there right after, and we got him moved together and everything. So that worked out well, and I was grateful for that. But a little crazier of an evening than I had expected. But I've had kind of a crazy week. Yesterday, I had to do a curbside pickup for Tractor Supply. It's where I get my precious Ivy's food, and all the pigs eat food from Tractor Supply, or Purina. But what do you need, my love?
Could I have...
Don't touch. Go ask Chloe, okay? She'll help you. Okay? Thank you. So, hey, Bumpy. Glad to join with you guys. I just came in from watering my ducks. That's fun. We have ducks, too. Ducks were the first animal we ever got on our farm, so super fun. So I went to do my curbside pickup at Tractor Supply. I did not have the kids with me. My oldest daughter is 18, and the girls did not want to go on the road trip, so she volunteered to stay home and watch them, which was nice. And it's rare that I'm out, let alone out by myself. So I'm a hermit anyway, pandemic or not. I just don't go very far often. Why would I? I love it here. And so I stopped into the Dollar Tree to see if the Dollar Tree in Lowville had the stackable planters that everybody's raving about, you know, the ones that look like the green stalk, but they're the cheap version. And they did not, which was fine. They had other cool things. I spent way too much time in there because it was dead. Like there was no one at the store, which is the only reason I was in there. Because if it had been busy, I certainly would not have gone in. So yeah, stay at home order in Ontario, Hidden Springs Farm. There's no order in New York. People are still going to work. I saw some glimpses of articles that were mentioning they were going to do a similar situation about staying, having a shutdown for a while, but I don't know if that's really going to happen here. But the business is kind of usual, except for with restaurants and stuff like that. And everybody's in New York has to wear a mask, whether, you stay 6 feet apart or not, you have to wear a mask. So I pulled into the Dollar Tree. It was completely dead. It was just me and the cashier. So I spent my time. I got tons of fun stuff for the girls. Hey, Adrian, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. So I got plenty of plant things. I didn't bring them. I'm not doing a video on them. Everybody's seen the cool stuff that Dollar Tree has for plants. The thing I was super excited about was the pots that have the bottom water thing, because I've gotten some African violets and they like those. What's up, Old Reading Farm? How's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. So I got those. I got some plant markers. I got some hanging baskets. They had tons of craft stuff for the kids, like paint and stuff like that. It's going okay. Rough day trying to make I saw that you were trying to edit. Well, I'm glad that you came in, and I hope you get your editing done. I know that's hard when hard to do something that you don't want to do right now. I get it. I'm sorry. So, after my live tonight, I want to mention before I forget, before I start chattering on my stories too much, because I have lots of stories this week. It's been a weird week. Make sure that you go check out Kat, and I think her husband's name is John. I'm awful with names. Over at Old Reading Farm, they're live right after me. Mulberry Branch is usually live after them. What's up, Ashley? Are you guys going live tonight? I know last week you were kind of chilling. You like containers. I got some containers for the girls' homeschool stuff, like for the books. And then I got the pots and all that stuff. So super pumped about that. And I spend way too much money at the Dollar Tree. My sister could blow me up about how much I spent. It was ridiculous. Sweet. So Ashley's going live. So after you hang out with me, you can hang out with Kat and the crew at Old Reading Farm. And then Mulberry Branch is on after them, Ashley and Mark, right? I'm awful with names. I hope. I'm good at the wife's names, but then I just don't pay attention to the other names. It's really bad. You need a new seed box. Go to the Dollar Tree, Weezer. Gosh. Yeah, totally. So I got lots of fun stuff at the Dollar Tree. Came home and rushed off to get out of the way for you, even though you had told us you weren't going live. That was thoughtful, Kat. You were thinking. It's okay. That was still kind of you. I always try to do that and make sure that I'm off so that I can send anybody over to you guys and get everybody going through. Bumpy, you can go to the Dollar Tree. I went on a Tuesday morning and it was totally dead in Lowville. I wouldn't go to the Watertown one. My dad lives in the city that's closest to us. And I mean, we're not that bad for the pandemic thing, but it's worse in Watertown than it is in the little town that I went to get my Tractor Supply pickup. So anyway, bought all the stuff at Dollar Tree, got home, unloaded it, showed the girls the super fun holiday socks. I don't know if I can show you my gnome socks. I got lots of Valentine socks. I got some not Thanksgiving. What's the other holiday coming up? The Irish. St. Patrick's Day. I got St. Patrick's Day socks for my daughter's boyfriend because they were funny. One week, the three of us should do an epic 3-part live Wednesday ultimate party. I'm down. You say the word, Kat. Let me know. Yeah, 20-minute drive. Well, I was in Lowville, so it took me 20 minutes, but I had to go for Tractor Supply anyway. I wouldn't have gone just for that. So, hey, Pete, how's it going? Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So, yeah, got home from the Dollar Tree, unloaded all my stuff, bags of stuff from the Dollar Tree. It was stupid. I brought one reusable bag thinking like, oh, I'm not going to get a lot. It was stupid. Anyway, I tried. But anyway, so Christy, watching from Texas for the first time. Will you be having any more kidding or lambing soon? So I just came in from pulling a giant kid. Yes, every few days. So I had, and originally I started doing like a week's worth of lambing and kidding, and then I was going to post that on Thursday. Well, that video ended up being super long. I tried uploading it several times. Somehow I lost all the footage. So now I'm uploading every couple days with updates on the new babies that have been born. So there was 2 videos out so far, and then probably tomorrow or the next day there's going to be another one because it was a busy day. Are you going to hang out with us? Are you going to be on the live? My husband's here. He's never here.
I exist.
He exists. He's real. So yeah, Adrian, Watertown is near the military post. I'm closer to the military post. I can see it from the back of my hill. So yes, Watertown, New York, near Fort Drum, which is where I met Matt, where he was stationed. So yay, Matt, Auntie Weezer says. He's real. So came home from the Dollar Tree. Speaking of Matt, Kat says hi, husband. Old Reading Farm. I love them. So I don't even have my rings on because I spend a lot of time dealing with babies.
Yeah.
And gloves.
Yeah, and we had one baby.
So, okay, quiet. Okay, so got everything unloaded. I'm trying to tell the story for like 10 minutes. And I went to take my oldest daughter to her boyfriend's house. Oh my goodness, I hope you're okay, Christy, on bed rest. That's lame. I hope the surgery was successful and made things better. So, Pete and Bomber Steve are friends. That's fun. I love seeing that. So, unloaded all my stuff, was leaving to take my oldest daughter to her boyfriend's house around the corner, and she's like, Mom, the peacock has something shiny hanging from her face. The peacock, the peahen, had gotten into a box of my lovely husband's fishing lures. He's run away now. So thanks, Ashley. I appreciate that. And she had gotten a fishing lure hooked in the little, like, you know how peacocks have the little stripes on their face? She got it hooked in the stripe right under her eyeball. Awful. So the peacocks are like, they roost in the barn, often on my giant tractor. And that's not fun. And I hear you, Ashley. I'm with you. I get how that goes. No worries. So walked away, like, the peacocks are not very tame. Not like the chickens where I can like walk up and scoop them up. The peacocks are generally wild. Not only are they wild, but they can fly like a real bird flies. Like, they could fly from the ground to the tree line if they wanted to. Ivy's here now. Would you like to come up? Oh, she's coming on the couch. Hi, Ivy Pig. All the celebrity appearances today. So I got the here. You want to say hello? I got she's kind of uneventful right now. Hi, the Beehive Homestead. Thanks for being here. I'm just telling one of my crazy stories from this crazy week. So I was able to catch her, which shocked me, first of all. So once I caught her, I was like, Chloe, you need to run and get my wire cutters. Like, I have little wire snips that I use for crafting. And because I didn't want to try to, it was a 3-prong fish hook attached to fishing lure called something. I don't know. Matt's gone now, so I can't ask him. But it was like a shiny spoon, I think, attached to a 3-prong fish hook. I don't know how she got it from the box to her face, but it happened, and it was awful. Ivy's making really nasty mouth sounds, which is so rude. And so Chloe ran in like super fast. She's so good, and got my little wire snips, and we were able to cut the hook and get it out of her face. It wasn't a spinner, Patty, but it was like, I'm pretty sure it was a spoon is what Matt called it. I don't know. Anyway, Yeah, but it was a lure regardless. And the got it cut out of her little cheek, and she had a wound, and we filled it with Neosporin. Yeah, story time, Swarmstead. Thanks for being here. I didn't see you come in. So we're just saying, my peahen got a fishing lure stuck in her face, and miraculously, by the grace of Saint Francis and all things wonderful, I was able to catch her, and she stayed calm while Chloe ran and got the wire snips, and we cut the little lure out, and then we filled the injury with Neosporin. So I'm going to try to do that again tomorrow. she's been a little bit calmer now. Like I can walk up to her and pet her and kind of check on her face, but I haven't tried to catch her again. But the peacocks are not animals that we generally handle. I mean, they go and eat and drink on their own. They don't like, we don't handle them often. We have a giant fishing net for when we do have to trim their wings. So in the springtime, when they're a little crazier, we trim one wing so that they can't fly super far away, because they could fly as far away as they wanted to. It's amazing to see a giant male peacock with a 4-foot train fly on top of the barn or something, because they do. But in the spring, we generally trim one of their wings so they can't fly far, but they can still fly up to like get on top of things to get away from predators or something. So I'm very thankful that I was able to catch her. I'm not really sure how it happened, but it was a good thing that we caught her. So she was fine. She's doing fine. Thank God she's alive. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, I thought she was dead. And so we raised these pea chicks. We got them as chicks 4 years ago, or maybe 3.5 years ago. And I've always loved peacocks and peafowl. I think they're beautiful. I did not want to put them in a cage or a coop or a run, because I think that having them around and free ranging is beautiful. I love the sounds they make. They make really cool honking sounds, and they chirtle to each other. Yeah, they're super amazing. I agree. Oh, I forget that I'm on StreamYard and I can touch the comments. But so when we hatched them, or when we bought them, they were chicks and we didn't know what gender they were. So we ended up with 2 males and a female. Well, this past month, or maybe 2 months ago, we found one of the males dead right by the barn door. We don't know if he got hit by a car. They don't normally go on the road, but he could have been exploring and maybe got injured, or if he had a problem and it just wasn't apparent to us. Like he didn't have any signs of respiratory issues, but he was dead. So they're really fun, Eva. They make super fun sounds. They can be noisy, like not noisy like geese or guineas, but they are very vocal, and they like to talk to each other. So I adore them. We finally are at the point where our male has the big, beautiful tail, but that takes years to get, like years. And Dad, if you want to get into emu talk, then you need to go hang out at Old Reading Farm, because they talk a lot about getting emus. So hi, Isaac Farm and Outdoors. How's it going? I just subscribed to them. They're a new channel. Not a lot of videos, but definitely somebody you should go check out and support. It's good to support each other. And I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to all of you guys. So I hope that you guys all do the same thing. They taste like turkey, according to a roommate of mine who's Japanese. I did not know that anyone ever ate a peacock. That's phenomenal to know. And let me tell you, when mine died, my first thought was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I don't want to like bury it. I wanted to like taxidermy it, or whatever that is. What do you call that? Stuff it? I don't know. But it was awful, because he was so beautiful, and he had just gotten to the point, like I said, where they had the big, beautiful tail, and it was so sad. But so this female that had the fishing lure in her face is the only female we've ever had. And without a female, the males are way more likely to disappear, to take off. So I really am hoping that her face heals and she's okay. So I was watching a show, Nat Geo Wild had a show just on emus last night. They're hard to find in Ontario. I feel like there's some Facebook groups that have had some hatching eggs, and it's been tempting, but I heard they're messy. That's the only thing that's really I mean, the peacocks are also messy, but we free range ours, so it's not like we coop them. If you had peacocks in a coop, I think you would find that they would be pretty messy. But when my daughter worked at a petting zoo, the emu they had was in a pen and it was pretty mucky all the time. So I know that Kat and John are able to stay on top of stuff like that, so it's not a problem. And Cog Hill Farm has Nugget. If you guys watch them, I'm sure you do. Nope, my voice just did something funny. They have Nugget, and he's like they put him up at night. And I know White House on the Hill has a few of them, but Nugget just seems so sweet. They have a little girl, and she will like hug him, and he like lays down to her height to hug, like to get her hugs. Like he just seems super sweet. So I think you can have really friendly ones, and I think the girls are a little itchy, but I mean, I'm not even gonna go there. So they're greedy with feed. I fed one that just wouldn't stop. Yeah, I can imagine. They're big. Yeah. Isn't he he's so sweet? I mean, I'm guessing the White House on the Hill ones are friendly as well. But I just watched another video from Cog Hill Farm and their nugget is just so precious with that little girl. So that's what makes me kind of endeared to them. The males are friendlier, Patty's saying. I think that would be it. So they're beautiful birds. They can be huge nuisance in some areas here. Uncatchable peacocks. A friend's neighbor peacock messed her deck badly. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like I don't have a lot of neighbors, but hey, Paragon Ridge Ranch, thanks for coming in. The keeping the peacocks closer to home is definitely a key to our, happiness with them. And people do love to see them. I know I would be out moving Electronet in the mornings in the spring, and I'd have people like runners come by and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful to see the the peacocks out in the morning." And so I think people enjoy seeing them, and I certainly enjoy living with them. But it's just I don't know how I would do an emu free range. I don't know if that would be possible, but it would be fun. So super fighting. Yeah, I think it just depends on how you raise them. I think if you hatch them and you spend a lot of time with them, just like anything else, then, Bomber Steve is saying, well, he would know in Australia, right? The male emus can be a bit funny when they get amorous. Check out my video of the blue emu on Sweeney's Creek Farm. Good to know. So do you want peacocks so bad? I mean I do. I'm super grateful for mine, but I wouldn't have them if I could not free range them. I just don't. I wouldn't want to put them in a coop. They're just so beautiful, and they, like they do stay on the property and stay close to the barn. But I'm just very grateful I was able to catch her to get that hook because it was like a dangling. It looked like a giant earring hanging off her face, and eventually it would have torn, or she could have gotten it in her eye. It was awful. So I'm just super glad she let me catch her yesterday. Never happens. Normally we have to like corner them in the barn with a net to get them to trim their wings, and she was outside even, and she must have known I was trying to help her because she just kind of she didn't put up much of a fight, that's for sure. So I caught her quickly and it was very very easy. So it's not emu, it's emu. Hard word for Americans, emu. And I think I know that, and I probably just say, am I saying emu? Is that why? It's emu. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll work on that. I'm sorry, Steve. I'll try to say it better. Us Americans and our funny accents. All right, so what else do I have for you guys? So it was the end of my crazy story day yesterday. So emu rhymes with new. Got it. White House on the Hill, their emu is getting amorous, being at laying season. Bamboo is one of my favorite. Bamboo, that's what I can. That's their original, right? Patty Bamboo was the one they originally hatched. So the Beehive Homestead. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but emu does sound correct in my head. So I'm guessing that's the way to go. I don't know. So other than that, I have been, like everyone, getting my garden planning situated. I have not done anything with the peas I want to sprout. And Patty's asking, how dangerous are the emu? I've heard some of these larger birds are talking about can be dangerous. The peacocks aren't dangerous. They don't mess with anything. I say that, but our turkey Larry and the male peacock often fight over the peahen, but it's just funny to watch because they're just, Larry's this giant, awkward bronze turkey male, and then the peacocks who don't have names, which is sad to say, but the peacock is kind of slight and he runs like a roadrunner kind of. And so when they get in the fights, it's super funny. So last year is the first year that the peahen started laying. So they take a little bit longer than like chickens or ducks or turkeys even. Like our turkey hens were laying their first year, but the peacocks took longer. And so I tried to hatch some eggs. They were fertile. They developed most of the way, but they did not hatch. I did give some eggs to another girl, and she took 3 eggs and got 1 to hatch successfully. I'm not a hatching expert. I have a Brinsea, like the little Brinsea incubator, and it's a beautiful incubator, and it's been like 100% hatch rate with chickens and ducks, but it is not the same. Peacocks are hard to hatch. But I think if you guys are getting an incubator that will hatch an emu egg, you probably could hatch peacock eggs. So if you want me to save you some, they say usually like the first couple are not the best ones to get because they might not be fertile. But I'd be happy to save you some, Kat, if you wanted to try them. So, and I even have like some styrofoam with little egg shapes cut out, so I could ship them kind of safely. Maybe, I don't know. I could try. Emus are not dangerous, Bomber Steve says. They have a bit of a claw. They generally very tame. They can, be food aggressive. So you have to let them know who is boss. How many babies? Okay, so this just changed. I did write this down. So I had 23 ewes bred. 2 of them lost twins. 6 ewes had singles, and 1 ewe had twins. Of all of those, 5 girls and 3 boys. That has not changed tonight. 14 to go. 14 more ewes to go. Right? 6, 7, and 14. Nope. 16 ewes to go. Anyway, I got a lot of sheep still very pregnant. They're waiting for the cold snap. Yes, Larry can still walk. I'm sure they could live with the alpacas. I can't imagine that there would be a problem. They don't bother my sheep or goats, and they go right in their pen all the time. Okay, so 16 ewes still to lamb. A lot of them are the older ewes we've been waiting on. They're more likely to have twins and triplets. A lot of the young ewes are the ones that have the singles early on. Hey, Lala Farm, thanks for being here. And for goats, we had 8 does bred. I have noted here that 3 kidded with 1 single, 2 twins, 3 girls and 2 boys, and 5 to go. But that changed tonight, as I mentioned. We just had a giant buckling that I pulled in the minutes before my live started. So we have 4 kidded, 2 with singles. Both of those singles were big bucklings. And 2 with twins. Of the twins, 2 twin girls from our old lady doe, and the younger doe that had twins, red twins, were 1 of each. So lots of babies. Matt's delighted for that. I'm really grateful that so far lambing and kidding has gone well. We've had that issue with the 2 ewes that lost their twins. That was an issue that I think was caused by the nutrition problem we had in the fall. We realized that the feed that we'd been feeding for a year had higher levels of copper than was labeled on the bag. And the feed company has been very good with making that right for us and covering my vet bills and all the pathology fees from Cornell University. But so the ewes were eating that food in the beginning of their pregnancy. And we knew walking into lambing this year that we could have some repercussions from that. And there's nothing I can do about that at this point. We've done some things to try and remedy any effects from the copper, but some things you just can't go back in time. So I'm very, very grateful that of those 2 ewes, I won't cry, Weezer, I'm trying, of those 2 ewes that lost their twins, that they're okay, because we've had that situation go south much quicker. So, and by go south, I mean call a vet and pay $500 and lose the ewe and the twins. So I'm grateful. That could have been way worse. So definitely not bad. Okay, I'm gonna go catch up. Yes, we keep all the ewe lambs, and generally we keep most of the does. Matt's a little different on how he manages the goats. Uh, but for myself, I keep all my ewe lambs, which is super fun for the kids. They get to name them. The girls are already fighting over who's going to take who to fair, and they're all registered Southdowns. We have 2 Oxford ewes that Chloe and Michaela each own one, and their gentleman ram Jude, and so we will have some goofy Oxfords look kind of like donkeys. They've got like really big ears, and they've got like chocolatey faces and legs. They usually lamb out for us later towards the spring, but everything we've had so far is registered Southdowns that the kids will be showing at fair that we're hoping and praying happens this year. So I will keep an eye out for your email, Eva. If you email the Gmail account, that's great, but I don't check that one quite as often, unfortunately. So same email at Yahoo, I'll get it a lot quicker. So I appreciate that. I said hello to Lala Farms. Everybody else is welcoming them. I appreciate that. Making you so sad. I have to wait a few months before Ken gets here for us. Living vicariously through you. Well, I've caught almost all the births on tape. I did not videotape the birth of this goat kid that I just pulled because, to be truthful, I did not know that was going to be okay. So I did videotape after that he was here and he was okay, but I didn't set up the camera because I was nervous about his life at that time. So don't be sad. I definitely, you will be delighted when they're here. They'll be worth the wait. So definitely worth it. Hello, Joyce and Jean. I hope that you are having safe travels. If you've left already on your journey, I'm watching you guys Monday, and we're all thinking of you guys and hope that you have a safe trip. The Tinker's wife, there's not nothing. It is totally, it is a blessing when it goes well, but it can be devastating too. So I'm grateful that it's gone pretty well this year for me. I mean, we did have those losses, but yeah, Christy, lots of great people in here. Morris Patch of Heaven. I mean, everybody. Mulberry Branch, Old Reading Farm, Tinker's wife. Every single person in here has amazing channels. There's some people from my family. Highland Homestead is amazing. Lala Farms. You can't go wrong. I hope you subscribe to everybody that's in here because they're all phenomenal people and there's tons of stuff to learn from. So StreamYard. So I have metal barns. The barn that I lamb and kid in is 50 feet from the house, 100 feet. How far is that, Dad, Lexi? Somebody who can judge better. And I'm in the country, so like everybody else, my Wi-Fi is not exceptional. I mean, I'm grateful for what we have. We actually were the property when we built our farm. Time Warner, now Spectrum, said, okay, now there's enough people to put internet on your road. Like before we moved here, there was no internet service. So definitely, I have to drive now, but see everyone shortly. Be blessed and love you all. All right, Beehive Homestead. Make sure you check out Old Reading and Mulberry Branch afterwards. They're going to be on live too. So yeah, it's not a far. The barn is not far, but it's definitely not far enough for my Wi-Fi to stretch. So I've tried to do some lives, and sometimes my phone will pick it up, and sometimes it won't. So okay, so maybe I'll try it. That would be fun. And it seems like I'm way laid back when it's like the older ewes that have had lambs before, or even the goats. But we've had a lot of first timers go early on in the season. So not a lot of laid back lambing and kidding. I mean, definitely some, but there's been a couple instances where you're kind of holding your breath. So definitely, definitely been a day. Also, I just received this super fun. I mentioned on one of my lives. Hey, David Outdoors, how's this going in Syracuse? Poplar Creek Farm is another super cool channel in New York. She's really sweet girl. She has a lot of stuff that she's doing, and she's working from transitioning right now. She and her husband both work off farm, but she's documenting her journey into becoming more of a business minded farm, and so she's kind of keeping track with it, and her mom is kind of helping her on the financial end, which is a huge help. Matt is a a money guy. He does all the financial stuff around here, and I'm grateful for that because it makes things a lot easier because I don't like that kind of stuff. So it's helpful to have him there and help out with that stuff. But Poplar Creek Farm, Kirsten is the girl's name. I had mentioned on one of my lives something about seeds and how the eucalyptus at Johnny's was sold out. Well, she happened to have some from last year, and she just popped it in the mail for me, and it got here in like 2 days. So she sent me the seeds that she had left, and I'm super excited to try it because I think it would be very fun to. Oh, I hit the wrong one. I bet you're swimming in eggs now, huh, David? How many are you getting a day? If they just started laying, I just started getting some going again, thankfully. So that was excited. Let's see. It is convenient to have a money guy in the house. He's very good with numbers, and he's not good with basic math. Like when we go to the farmer's market, I'm quicker with making change, even though he has a master's degree. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's funny because he's very good financially, so it's handy to have him around. Can I link the cameras in the barn? I probably can, but I would have to hook up a laptop to the main camera system in the basement. And yeah, the goats did eat the camera cord, Auntie Weezer, Alexis is telling everyone, but Matt was able to like splice together a new cord so we could plug it in. And now we just have to have our tech guy come in and reset the cameras so that we can get them working again. That would be nice. 70 at some point at the high point, but 12 today. 12 is good. A dozen a day is good. That'll be fun. So you can start hopefully filling your orders for the restaurant you were going to be working with. That'll be amazing. I feel like this goes without saying. Everyone feels like that all the time. So I was trying to talk to a lot. Okay, so here's another dilemma I have. Maybe you guys can help me. This is some sad news, but I mean, let's move past that point. 2 days ago, I went out to the coop and my rooster was dead. He was probably 4. He was a mosaic rooster I hatched out. I won some mosaic chicken eggs from Gold Feather Farm. It's a breed that they originated. They have like teal earlobes, and then they have these like, I don't know, like speckled pattern feathers. And see, you and Patty, Alexis, you guys are on the same wavelength with the seeds. I told you, you're not alone. And Joy's, she's obsessed. She has lots of seeds. So I don't think she needs any. But yes, if there's any seeds you need, Lexi, you say it. And I bet you somebody in the chat might have some to share. But I think you're probably okay. That's okay, David. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. So anyway, lost my rooster. He was a mosaic rooster. I only had one hen and one rooster hatch from those eggs that she sent me, but that's okay. And they were really cool. I still have the hen. She's beautiful. She lays like a pinkish tan egg. So I was trying to talk to my sister today about what kind of rooster I should get, which usually isn't a hard choice, right? Because most people have more roosters than they want. My sister is one of those people who has ended up with more roosters than she wants. But this is our last one. We had taken others to friends or small animal sales or something before all the pandemic stuff. And this was the only rooster we had. And I like having a rooster because if we want to hatch eggs, then we can. We had Angel, who was a Japanese bantam that went with Rory, who was Eva's little, it was supposed to be Michaela's chicken. Michaela raised it, but she's a little fun Japanese bantam, and she's super docile and just very funny. And Eva carries her around all over the place. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, you'll see little Rory all the time. And she lays a little tiny tan egg every day. We're in Seed Hoarders Anonymous, guys. It's okay. Everybody, we're all together and we all have the same problem. Except for Dad. Dad probably doesn't care, but you might try, Tradewind Seeds. They have a lot of the unusual seeds and plants there. That's fun. I've never heard of them, Patty. Also, we're all enablers, so all in good company. Anyway, trying to talk to my sister, my best friend, the person I talk to the most every day about chickens. And the entire day, her whole conversation was like, That's great, but I need to order more seeds. And I'm like, okay. And then I would be like, well, what about a Brahma chicken? Matt really likes the Brahmas because, like, they're the big, you know, fuzzy legged. They look like they're wearing pantaloons. And she's like, great, do it. It's like a velociraptor. But so if I order seeds and I need this, I'm like, okay, Weezer. She's not helping me. Yes, her generosity definitely is something that's a huge part. Joyce is a sweet, sweet lady. You did not fail me. I'm just saying you weren't paying a lot of attention. And that's all. Ivy is also not paying a lot of attention. She's sitting here passing gas next to me. So I'm in good company. It's all good. So I need ideas for what kind of chicken, because I can't go from having a mosaic rooster to having like a, Barred Rock rooster or something boring. I need something super cool, and I need to figure out. I'm not resentful or anything. Dad, why are you giving weird emoji faces? What is wrong? Oh, are you saying that I'm like whining? Is that what that face is supposed to mean, Dad? Or because Ivy's passing gas next to me, that's not you. Either way, somebody's always passing gas next to me, it seems. So I'm not whining. I'm just saying this is what I was trying to talk to my sister about today, and she just wanted to talk about seeds. So I need input on what kind of rooster I should get. What is the coolest kind of rooster? Joyce. Joyce will share Joyce is the kind of person that would share the shirt off her back. Like, so yeah, she's super sweet. Also, you probably didn't get it already, but I sent mail to you. So from this Kirsten from Poplar Creek Homestead, who sent me the eucalyptus seeds, I of course sent her some seeds, and she made a super sweet video right away. And I'm a jerk because I have not made any videos about this or anything because I've been in the barn. But I am excited to plant eucalyptus, so it should be fun. I think Alexis, my sister, Bushels and Pecks, has a eucalyptus plant. She's also in South Carolina where she can plant things outside right now. So we don't like her, but it's fine. So I need to know. Brahma's the only thing I have. I did talk to the lady that I got the hatching eggs from. She said she may have some more mosaic eggs in March, but I have no idea what they cost because I won the initial ones. So if they're like really expensive hatching eggs, oh my God, Alexis. Chloe is not here. She's over in the man cave. She was eating dinner, and then she was put on hang out with Eva duty because Matt was cleaning up. So she didn't want to hang out with me tonight. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not cool enough. I have Ivy sleeping next to me, if that matters. Not Ive. You want to say hi to Bumpy? Oh, she's gonna make large sounds. I sent you peas, or I'm sending you peas. I sent so Lexi, my whole family plants these sugar magnolia peas that are purple, and they make the prettiest flowers. And so I always save seeds from them every year. I bought them once. And goodbye, Kate. Have a great night. You deserve to be choking on your cheese and crackers. No, black coppers are so boring. I don't want a black copper rooster. Also, of any of the chickens I've had in the past, Morans are not the nicest. And I've heard Brahmas are nice roosters. Cackle Hatchery has Splash Cochins, but I've never worked with Cackle, so I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant to work with a new hatchery. I usually order everything from Hoover's, or I get them locally. So lemon drop squash. Ooh. Trying to be good with possibly moving in the spring if God allows. Ooh, that's cool, Patty. Where are you moving? Somewhere warmer or bigger? They make olive acre seeds. Yeah, but seeds, eggs. You're such a dork. Yeah, I guess over the Easter eggers, but I have a bunch of olive eggers. I think I have more olive eggers than anything in the flock right now. My eggs, 90% of the eggs I get are green speckled eggs. Super cool, but you have 11? That's a lot. See, Lex, you don't have the most. That's a lot of roosters. Mine don't, I've never had like a mean rooster, but if we have roosters, they've been free range, and then the one that I had in the coop that I just lost was the only one in the coop, and he was fine. But uh, closer to your son. Oh, that's amazing. That's all that matters. So toward the coast, that'll be fun, Patty. Uh, yeah, 11 roosters is a lot. You have a big heart in Spring Farm because most people would have eaten most of those by now. So that's cool that you have that many. I don't know if I've ever not had a rooster. It's kind of a strange thing. So now I'm like trying to find one. What kind is your rooster that's mean, Eva? Or you had a mean rooster? Maybe you still don't have it. Sounds yummy. I don't know if I've seen those, Patty. I don't know if yeah. Well, that's how we got ours from hatching eggs, which is um you know, the shake of the dice when you're hatching eggs. But I try to buy pullets, but oh yeah. I love the blue lace red Wyandottes. I don't have any though. Uh-oh. That's too bad, Rick. A little confusion. It's a little confusion, but it's all right. Oh, Paragon Ridge has some live Cortex quail hatching going on, so we can go check that out. Old Reading is about to go live as well. Mom has hollyhock seeds. That's all right, Kat. I was just telling everybody they're about to whether or not they should get peacocks. Well, I'm gonna say it's a yes, but that'll be my vote. I'll come on and vote. So yeah, I don't blame you there. Definitely don't need to be feeding that many roosters. So oh yeah, gotta go then, Eva. Not good to have a rooster chasing your daughter. I'm glad it's gone. Mom, if you want, we can put the hollyhock seeds in the package to go with her pea seeds. I have them all set and ready. So yeah, mine do fine in the winter, Hidden Spring. I don't know. I'm guessing in Ontario you probably don't get too much colder than us. I mean, we get down to negatives often, so it's they do great. They roost in the barn and then they frolic around in the snow all the time. They have no problem. So I mean, they're in if it's snowing, they stay in. But Bomber Steve says he had a beautiful, whoops, where'd it go? Beautiful hen called Lucy. Then she crowed one day. Still Lucy. That's okay. Too late to change her name. You have a light yellow hollyhock, Patty, and other seeds I saved from the garden. Here I am packaging to share. I know, it's so fun. That's what I did last week. I packaged up some seeds for Kirsten at Poplar Creek and Joyce and Jean. And now my lovely husband has joined us. And hopefully he does not get any more inappropriate than that because he just loves to be funny. So I have tons of marigolds and probably still have loofahs to share. Ooh, I only have the one kinds of marigolds. What do you have, Lex? I think mine were like Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree didn't have any seeds either, which I really expected them to have, but I've never seen black hollyhocks, Eva. That sounds amazing. I don't know. Are you going to start those seeds, Mom? Or, well, yeah, you probably have to start them inside, right? Or you direct sow them? Oh, we already saw that. Pretty much same as New York. We're zone 5B here in Horseshoe Valley, Ontario. So I'm 4A. So I get even colder. So it's not a problem. That's another thing I had looked up because we were talking about gardening. Our growing season here, our final frost date is May 20th. And our first frost date is usually September 24th. So we have 126 days of growing season, which means that we've really been trying to make the heat mats and the grow lights work to get things started. I need to have peppers, especially. Like we have to plant pepper starts or else we don't get peppers. So there'll be a surprise. Who gave those to you, Mom? Was it Bruce or Sam? One of the family friends. Yeah, some of my marigolds that I started are really big and beautiful, and some of them died. So I'm not really sure what happened. I think our husbands would get along. Yeah. Mine is delightful and cheeky, and that's all there is to say about that. Yes, we know, Alexis. You can plant, peppers tomorrow, and they'll grow, and you'll be happy. I'm happy for you. Okay. We have to wait until May 20th. I have planted things in April before. when we had a warm spring and shook the dice with things that were cold hardy, and it ended up being fine. But fine. Dad's super excited to have Matt around. Bromance, love it. And I love that you guys are sharing stuff that's so fun. So I am just not sure how or when. Okay, well, give me some and I'll start them for you under the lights, Mom, if you want. I can do some researching and see if I can find some info on how they do best. And if we are supposed to start the hollyhocks inside, then I could put them on the heat mats and then move them to the lights. And that's been my best bet. Are you all right, Ive? She dreams of nursing, so she'll make like sounds. Building, oops, I lost it. Hidden Springs Farm said, I'll be building my massive ultimate veggie garden this year. Just got to figure out when to start seeds and which ones. Have you checked out the Clyde's garden planning little card? I think Lexi has one, right? Bushels and Peck. I think they're really helpful on telling you like when to start things inside and when to direct sow them. It also, so Joyce, that's my mom, Barb Marlowe, and Reverend Mr. Doug are my dad and mom. Joyce is a very sweet lady, and you would love her, Mom. I had carrots and peas and March ones up there. Yeah. I think once you can get in the ground, some things like peas and stuff like that are kind of really hardy and foolproof. Take care, Lala Farm. They're going live, so everybody make sure you go check them out. Lala Farm, Old Reading Farm. They're both live right after me. And then Mulberry Branch is on at what would be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to check them out. Okay, so Nicole's saying she said Lux starting hollyhocks inside and winter sowing. Very interesting. So I know Patty was saying the same thing with the poppies, that we just lightly sprinkle them. So am I right, Eva? Lala Farms goes live next, right? As well as Old Reading. I need to write down the schedule better. Yeah, I will definitely be happy to. You direct sow your hollyhocks, Eva. Okay, Eva's over in Buffalo area, Mom. Mom went to school over in Buffalo, Eva. So winter sowing is fun stuff. Yes, snap peas will be sown next month here. Can't wait. Very cool. Yeah, sugar snap peas are usually the first thing to go in the ground, and I love the purple sugar magnolia peas. They're really fun. So I was going to do an unboxing episode and learn from the seed packets. I guess I'm a first timer. Got my rack trays. Whoops. Seeds, just waiting for my lights, then I'm good to go. That's so exciting. Well, and you learn as you go. Hidden Springs Farm, there's, just enjoy the journey and don't get frustrated. And if you're already working with lights, you'll be way ahead of the game. So I do know that when you're trying to germinate the seeds, you don't want to have the light on them. I use a heat mat and cover them with saran wrap or a plastic cover, whatever. And then once they're sprouting, then you can take the cover off and move them to the lights. But so in the fall, and they will come up in spring. Alexis, you're asking about the hollyhocks? Is that what you're asking? I don't know. I've never planted them, but heat mats help a ton with germination, that's for sure. Especially things like tomatoes and peppers. I don't know necessarily if everything needs the heat mats, but I put everything on heat mats because I have them. So I feel like that's the trick to really successful seed starting is cover, heat mats, and then putting them under the lights really helps. And I've gotten some, I bought Alexis for a gift for Christmas, I think, or your birthday. I got her the same grow lights I have, which are just inexpensive Amazon LED full spectrum. And yes, I can't even help you tonight, honey. Oh, and they reseed themselves even up here. That's amazing, Eva. I had no idea. That'll be super fun. Yeah, that's what Patty's saying too. Very cool. Well, hollyhocks will be fun to see. I have no idea. Hey, Emma, how's it going? What's up tonight? I hope you're doing well. We're just kind of wrapping up here. I'm making sure that everybody heads over to Lala Farms. Rick and his son do a live, and Old Reading Farm, Kat and John do a live right after me. They're both really fun to watch. And then Mulberry Branch Farm is on after them. So super fun. That's cool, Nicole. I've never grown hollyhocks. I think mom seeds either came from Copenhagen or somewhere in Watertown. So they're local. So hopefully they produce the basil leaves the first year. The second year, they push up that fantastic bloom stock. Okay, so it's good to know. So don't expect flowers this year. Don't be discouraged, Mom. But I'm going to let you guys go. I want to make sure that thanks, Eva. Thanks for being here. I'm sure I'll see you tonight on all the other lives. Everybody have a great week. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will be live again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Make sure you go check out Old Reading Farm, Lala Farm, and Mulberry Branch. They're all super cool and definitely worth checking out. So Hidden Springs Farm, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Good night, Nicole, everybody. I'll see you all later. Make sure you go check out all the other lives. All right. Thanks so much.